Our next question, Jim. A lot of people have sent this in, so I'm going to combine a few of them and just ask you my own version of it. What do you think about Roman Reigns being pulled from WrestleMania due to health concerns with the coronavirus and him being someone who I guess has leukemia in remission, and also the fact that the WWE are still billing him as being on the show, despite the fact that mainstream news or mainstream wrestling news is reporting that he's off the show?
Well, I didn't know they were still billing him to be on the show because I've seen on the internet that he's not on the show, that they're not admitting that.
I did watch a little bit of SmackDown this week, and they were still pretending like it's Roman Reigns versus Goldberg.
I don't blame Roman Reigns. Look, he's had cancer. The treatments fuck with your immune system, and so no, he shouldn't be out in public around anybody. I don't think he's going to get it from Goldberg. You know, with them doing a closed set, if the only person he had to get in the ring with was Goldberg and a fucking referee, you know, if Vince sent his private plane, which he's more than capable of doing, to the guy's doorstep to pick him up, that might be one thing. I don't know if that offer was made, but still, I wouldn't go out in public to get to the airport or you know, be around all the people that you would have to get from point A to point B if I'd had cancer. They say especially the elderly over 60 is a risk group. Well, I'm fucking 1 year and 5 months away from that. So I'm figuring that's close enough for rock and roll, and I'm staying away from people. And I don't have a compromised immune system. So, well, we've talked about they shouldn't be having the fucking thing to begin with until they can have it in a stadium in front of people properly. I even pitched the idea of why can't SummerSlam be WrestleMania this year? But Vince is just stubborn. I don't know what this thing's going to look like, but it's turning into an epic clusterfuck of all clusterfucks to begin with all sorts of people dropping out or being changed, and there's no fans, and it's 2 nights, and it's going to look hokey. You just know it is. So no, I don't blame him at all, but they should be. That's the one person. I mean, they said, oh, the Miz ain't going to show up. Well, nobody cares whether the Miz gets sick or not, right? Who gives a shit? It's the fucking Miz. But Roman Reigns, who has so much sympathy from having had leukemia and beaten it apparently twice, that if they came out and said, they could make it part of the fucking issue. He gets his big match that he's been wanting, or a long-awaited match or whatever. Oh, my gosh, because of the worldwide situation and his immune system, he's unable to make the match. That would extend the goddamn thing for 6 months right there. Can you imagine the package they could show and tell when they finally do have the match? That the only reason that Roman Reigns never got it until now was because he was medically forced to stay in quarantine because of his immune system. That it was against it. Like every babyface, you give them an obstacle and then let them overcome it. Or through no fault of their own, they couldn't show up and fight like they wanted to or whatever. So he's the one that's got to pass if anybody does. And that just goes to show you why you shouldn't have the fucking show. Who's going to work in his place? Who's going to work with Goldberg?
Braun Strowman.
Oh, Jesus.
The strong man.
Well, good. Since he's so fucking worried about going out and working hard for his living and everybody else is just begging for handouts, then let him go and almost get or possibly get a fucking horrible disease to go work with Goldberg. Not that he'd get it from Goldberg. Not that there's anything wrong with that or whatever the fuck. But yeah, let old Braun Fat Man. Somebody said on Twitter, well, you wouldn't call him that to his face. Yeah, I would. Because he's had a big spot up there for the past few years. He's probably made a lot of money, and if he fucking hit me, I'd fucking sue his ass, because fuck him.
All right, well.
That's a deep subject right there.
Well, for YouTube, I don't want to end on the word fuck it.
Well, okay, well then I'll say, well, gosh darn it.
There we go.
There you go.
Somewhat better.